Danny Wiley,
Present.
Charlie Ramirez,
Present.
Jonathan Laraga, Romeo Robles, Rafael Munguia,
Present.
Luis Madrigal, Andy Castro, Guadalupe Cano,
Here.
Mercedes Guillen.
Present.
We have a quorum.
I need a motion to excuse the absence.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to excuse the absentees.
I'll second that motion.
Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Public testimony. I signed up.
We do have a lady that signed up to speak for item number 2.
She here? She
I
here?
don't know. Who is?
She said there was someone here.
Señores, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Rebeca Canchola y estoy aquí, ¿verdad? Porque
Su domicilio, por favor.
sí, 1105 Walnut Avenida, McAllen, Texas, es donde vivo.
Okay.
Y mi protesta, ¿explico eso?
Sí, por favor. Sí.
Sí, mire, vengo a protestar, señor Ramírez, es su nombre, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
Señor Ramírez, tengo 3 propiedades ahí en Pharr, el lote 4, el lote 19 y el 20 en la calle Kennedy. Los mantengo limpios, nunca he tenido que darme multa. Y es una zona donde se han construido apartamentos, lo tengo hace varios años. Hay como 25 apartamentos, familias buenas con niños de escuela. Enseguida tengo un ingeniero, ¿verdad? Con su casa que tuvo que cercarla con cerca alta por el vandalismo, ¿verdad? Y ahora pues recibí la notificación, discúlpenme si no seguí los reglamentos, es la primera vez que estoy en una junta como esta, ¿verdad? Entonces es inaudito que ustedes, ¿verdad? O aprueben una cantina cuando hay 30 apartamentos o más de niños de escuela chicos. Mi vecino enseguida, ¿verdad?
Tiempo.
Tuvo que
Disculpe.
poner una cerca altísima
Disculpe,
por lo mismo.
disculpe, ma'am.
Su tiempo ya se ha
Ya se acabó.
terminado.
¿Perdón?
Es que le dan un límite de 3 minutos.
Minuto y medio,
Sí.
ma'am.
Minuto, perdón,
Disculpe.
Perdón, sí.
Minuto y medio.
Minuto y
Terminamos,
medio.
¿verdad?
Sí.
Muchas gracias por su atención.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Anybody else? No?
No one else, sir.
No? Okay, we'll close the public testimony, open up approval of minutes of May the 22nd, 2023.
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Public hearing.
Good evening, Laura Fonseca, Planner 1 for the City of Pharr. And today we have 2 items for your recommendation. The first item we have is Todd Womack, representing Lasco Development Corporation, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a change of zone from Agricultural and/or Open Space District, AO, to Heavy Commercial District, HC, in order to develop a convenience store. The subject site is located on the southeast corner of South Cage Boulevard and East Javelina Drive and has a physical address of 100 East Javelina Drive. The property is legally described as being 5.9 acres or more or less out of Lot 253, Kelly Pharr Subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property fronts East Javelina Drive, a 70-foot minor collector street, which runs east and west with a posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour or less, as identified in the City of Pharr's thoroughfare plan. The property and the properties to the north, south, east, and west were zoned agricultural and/or open space district, AO, upon annexation on June 7th, 1983. A portion to the east was rezoned from agricultural and/or open space district, AO, to two-family residential district, R2, on April 20th, 2010. A portion of the west was rezoned from agricultural and/or open space district, AO, to general business district, C, on May 20th, 2003. There have been no other zoning requests within the general vicinity of this subject property since the time. The property is generally designated for commercial use in the land use plan. The heavy commercial district, HC, is established to provide adequate space and site diversification for commercial establishments, which would involve influences that would be objectionable in other commercial districts or adjacent to residential districts. Included in districts are commercial use that involve large volumes of truck traffic, outside operations, and storage of materials and equipment, either for sale or as part of the business. Excessive noise from the heavy service operations or any other possibly blighting influences. The district is commercial in nature but has some aspects that are similar to industrial use. The noise, traffic, litter, late night hours, outside storage or materials and equipment, and or possibly blighting influences require adequate buffering. 12 letters were mailed out to the surrounding property owners within the 200-foot radius on May 26, 2023, and legal notice was published in the Advance News Journal on May 24, 2023. Staff received one response for information in regards to the letters and the legal notice. Development Services is recommending approval of the request to rezone from agricultural and or open space district, AO, to heavy commercial district, HC, as the property meets area requirements, has adequate ingress and egress, and will be compatible with surrounding properties. If approved, the owner must comply with all city ordinances and city department requirements. And for the record, we do have representation in the audience today.
Okay, does the applicant have any comments at this time?
Thank you, Laura. My name is Todd Womack with Lasco Development. I'd first like to start with thanking all these gentlemen, veterans, for their service. I appreciate you very much. Okay. On our property, our intention is to develop a Stripes convenience store, and we do have some commercial fuel lanes at the rear of the property. We did speak to the city staff, and Ms. Fonseca and her staff were very, very helpful, very professional. We also spoke to TxDOT to get their feel for the placement of the commercial driveways along South Cage as well, and they were very helpful and very receptive to the locations. They did make some suggestions of us sliding the driveway a little bit, and we did so to comply with their request. And right now, this is just farm ground, and we would be putting detention in, so that would probably help alleviate any drainage problems from what it is today. And it looks like adequate utilities are available, and so we don't foresee any issues there. Our project manager for Lasco Development would be George Willett, and he's very experienced project manager for us and has done a number of Stripe stores in the Rio Grande Valley as well. And us as a development company, we've done several Stripes that are also owned by 7-Eleven Corporation. But we'd love to be part of the community. We're really excited for this, and this will be our first store to do in Pharr, and we really want to be part of the community, be a good business partner, and with good management, and something the city would be proud of. So we're asking for your support today. Thank you.
Okay, this item requires a public hearing. Is anybody from the affected area signed up to speak on this item?
I'm sorry, sir, before I interrupt you, we do have representation also on behalf of the seller.
Hi, my name is Bobby Evans. I'm just here to let you know that we're in favor of this rezoning, as it's going to be beneficial to the city of Pharr, and we're in support of it as a family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, once more, this item requires a public hearing. Is there anybody from the affected area signed up to speak on this item?
No one in the affected area, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing, open up the item, board discussion. Questions? None? Okay, we'll close the board discussion and open up the floor for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
I'll second that.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And again, this item will go before City Commission on, meeting on June 19th, 2023 at 4 p.m.
Okay, before we start this next one, there's gonna be some kind of a presentation. Is this subject to that 90-second timing rule? No? Okay.
The next item we have before you is Mr. Jose Romo, representing James Nicky Road, BFW, Post 2369, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a conditional use permit to allow the sale of alcoholic beverages for on-premise consumption in a general business district. The property is legally described as being Lot 25, Beamsley Subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property's physical address is 1405 West Kennedy Street. The property is currently zoned General Business District C. The adjacent zoning is General Business District to the south. The properties to the north and east are zoned Residential Multifamily High Density District, RMFHD. The property to the west is zoned Single Family Residential District, R1. The area is generally designated for commercial in the land use plan. Police department, fire department, and code compliance have approved the inspections. Development services, the inspection has not been approved. 28 surrounding property owners were notified of the request by letter on March 26, 2023, and a legal notice was published in the Advance News Journal on May 24th, 2023. Staff received one response in opposition to the letter. Development Services is recommending disapproval of the conditional use permit to allow the sale of alcoholic beverages for on-premise consumption in the General Business District C, as the establishment is less than 300 feet from the nearest residential zone and is not in compliance with a minimum parking requirement. And for a record, we do have representation for this item.
Okay, does the applicant have any comments at this time?
Most pleasant afternoon. Thank you for having us here this afternoon. Appreciate you taking the time, ladies and gentlemen of the public as well. My name is Felix Rodriguez. I'm past district commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. District 18 includes every VFW between Laredo and Brownsville. I am here as a guest of VFW Post 2369. The crux of the matter is an application for a beer license, as she most eloquently spoke to. They have been subject to inspection by the fire department, the ordinance code. They satisfy the code except for this one, well, but one blemish. But we respectfully submit this request that you look at it again, and perhaps we can work with this. It's a better service organization. We do nothing but good things for the public. It's not a cantina. And we, again, like I said, we want to enjoy the successes and be part of the successes that the city of Pharr is doing for its residents, and we want to be a stakeholder in that as well. And so I ask your consideration in this matter. And this is the commander of the Post 2369 and owner as well, if you have any questions.
My name is Jose Victor Romo, and right now, our purpose of this, I'm not asking for a permanent. I'm just asking you for time so we can raise money to relocate to McAllen. So Nicky Road belongs to McAllen. Nicky Road been there since 1938. And if I was to shut down, I mean, we could lose our charter, and right now we have about $80,000 in the bank, and there's no revenue. So we're asking for a little revenue to stay open, to stay afloat, to pay the light and bill. Once we get the money, we're gonna relocate to another part, and you can just take away the conditional permit. That's what I'm asking. I'm giving you, I'm giving my veterans, because we don't have nowhere to meet until I offer my place. And if you all would go in there, it's a beautiful place. We'll probably see it right now in the presentation. It's a beautiful place. It's not a cantina. It's just a place where we can sit and enjoy. But people don't want to go to the store, bring beer. They want for you can just to come and ask for a beer and that's it. And then they go on. That's why I'm asking to please help us, not only to part to our posts. And we are working with the community. We do things with the community.
It
That's
is a
why.
family-oriented business like the other fine establishment, veterans organization that you have here with the Pharr American Legion Post 101.
Okay, thank you. Is that all?
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a small presentation, some of the adjustments we made.
Let's go into executive session, talk to them.
I'll go ahead and hand them out. It's also on. As she made us aware that the only blemish we had was the parking lot.
Thanks.
We did make. Where is it? The clicker? Thank you. And as you notice, that's where we're at. We're 179 feet from.
Pardon me. Please identify
Oh,
yourself.
I'm sorry about that. Juan Carlos Million.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
As you notice, we are 179 feet off of Kennedy. They are apartments, but we made certain arrangements at the post. Our parking lot, as you'll notice, that's our entrance, and we made some arrangements right there. We did come up with 10. Understand they went out there. Okay. We got a handicap. We extended our parking because our limit is 20 people into our post. Okay. We've had our Congress lady show up, her representative show up. We're not a cantina. We're members. Only members could come in, and we do introduce guests. Okay, we sell no beer, and like Commander Romo said, if we don't, we need some revenue, and the only way we could get revenue is to do beer license, not liquor. It's beer license and malt. So that's all we're asking for. Any questions? Like I said, there's a 13-page handout. I'm sorry I had to run right through it, but I know we're limited in time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have a question. That's temporary status as you requested here. Anybody have any time frame here?
Okay.
The time frame.
Excuse me, I can't hear you.
The temporary status, you said to raise money to go ahead and move the McAllen. Do you have a time frame of that? 2 months, a month, 3 months, a year? What?
Well, I would say at least 1 year. So we can start with, in our next process, is that we're changing officers right now. Okay, by next week, by next month, my new my new members will be. Then we're gonna go to IBC Bank and open a special account to ask for donations to a special project to be sent, not to our regular checking account or whatever, just to, get in. My hope is to raise at least $350,000 so I can buy a couple of acres and relocate to McAllen. I've been talking to people in McAllen. They're willing to back me up, but we need a place so we can, permanent place, like say, you give me $100, where are you at? We just playing, but we're at 1405, and you can say Nicky Roll, post when and you can look it up, and you can be there.
That's
Thank
a lot
you.
of beer, bro.
Thank you.
300,000?
One more concern.
Yes, sir, go ahead, right
I'm
ahead.
sorry, on page 16. Okay, I noticed we went around the city of Pharr, to other locales, and we've also noticed that there were some bars that like they had houses next to each other, right next to them, like 20 feet, not 179 feet. Okay, and my job and his job and every member, we have 1.5% greater that a veteran's gonna hurt himself, unfortunately. My job, I could stop one person by having a place for them to go to save that person, just one person that year. That's all I got.
I am an accredited veteran service officer. I was the branch manager, director for Hidalgo County Veteran Services. I like to think that we do a wonderful job for our veterans. I will be providing that service as a veteran service officer to veterans in the community out of VFW Post 2369, like I'm doing for other posts, American Legions, DAVs, Military Order of the Purple Heart, and America's Last Patrol as well. And this is what I do. My job is to put money in veterans' pockets that they earned and deserve. Ain't nobody giving us nothing. We earn these benefits. And this is what I do, and I will be doing here. I'm already doing it for the American Legion Post 101 here in Pharr. I go where the veterans are at. That's my job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Open up the item for board discussion.
Mr. Chairman, can we go to executive session?
Yeah, form. Yep. Thank you. Okay, in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 through 551.087, the City of Pharr Board of Planning and Zoning Commission members will hereby give notice that we may meet in closed session, executive session, to discuss this item. Time is
6:22.
6:22. Okay, time is 6:47, and we return from executive session and we'll continue on with the discussion of this item. What?
Staff.
Oh, they're not all here? Okay, now, it's still 6:47. We'll return from the executive session. We'll continue on with this item, the discussion portion. Any further discussion? None? Okay, let me see where I'm at.
Oh,
You cannot hear us back there. No, it's board discussion right now.
no, board discussion. I was like, no, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request for the CUP with one condition that you guys meet the parking requirements per the city within 90 days. So I think that's
And then
fair.
at the year, you have to renew it again.
Conditional use permits are for 1 year, but within 90 days, if you guys could adhere to the parking requirements, then that would be what we would recommend. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
no
you,
more
guys.
board discussion? Okay, we'll close the board.
No, I'll make a motion to second.
Second, yes.
Thought you did. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Chairman, may we be excused?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
25 cents per person to get out.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Hi, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Major.
Yes, sir. There's some here. Good evening, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Heriberto Martinez, Planner 2 for the City of Pharr. Tonight, we have 5 items for your recommendation. Item number 1, Salinas Engineering representing Joshua Tapia, President for Stonehard Construction LLC, is requesting final plat approval of the proposed Shamrock Acre subdivision. The property is legally described as being a 0.87 acre tract of land, more or less consisting of the south 309.50 feet out of and forming a part of Lot 9 and the unrecorded plat of Palo Verde subdivision number 3, being out of a portion of Lot 332, Kelly Pharr subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property is located within the 7600 block of South Palo Verde Circle. The property is currently zoned single-family residential district R1. The adjacent zones are single-family residential district R1 to the north, south, east, and west. The property is designated for single-family residential use in the land use plan. Property proposed use, single residential homes, variances, none requested. Excuse me. Development Services recommends final plat approval of the proposed Shamrock Acres subdivision subject to the following conditions set before you. Also, this item will go before the City Commission meeting of June the 19th, 2023 at 4 p.m. And we don't have representation in the audience.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up to board discussion. No discussion? Okay, we close the board discussion. Open the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for approval.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Next one.
Next item, applicant Sims Engineering, representing Noel de Leon, managing member for the Pharr Housing Authority, is requesting preliminary plat approval of the proposed Camellia Courts Apartments 1 subdivision. The property is legally described as being a 3.31 acre tract of land out of Lot 1 and Lot 4, Block B, Kelly Pharr subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property is located within the 900 block of West Audrey Street. The property is currently zoned residential multi-family high density district RMF HD. The adjacent zones are agriculture open space district L to the north, single family residential district R1 to the east, residential single family small lot district R1A to the south, and residential multifamily high density district RMF HD and residential single family small lot district R1A to the west. The property is designated for single family residential use in the land use plan. Property proposed use, apartments, variances, none requested. Development Services recommends preliminary plat approval of the proposed Camellia Court Apartment number 1 subdivisions subject to the following conditions set forth for you. Also, we do have representation on the audience.
Okay. This item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up the item of board discussion. Any questions? No discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion. Open the floor for a motion.
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll go ahead and second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Next item, applicant Sims Engineering representing Noel de Leon, managing member for the Pharr Housing Authority, is requesting preliminary plat approval of the proposed Camellia Court Apartments number 2 subdivision. The property is legally described as being a 1.37 acre tract of land out of Lot 2, Block C, Kelly Pharr subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property is located within the 900 block of West Audrey Street. The property is currently zoned residential multi-family high density district, RMF HD. The adjacent zones are single family residential district, R1 to the north, agriculture open space district, AO to the east, residential multifamily high density district, RMF HD to the south, and residential multifamily district, RMF, and single family residential district, R1 to the west. The property is designated for single family use and multifamily use in the land use plan. Property proposed use, apartments, variances, none requested. Okay, sorry. Let me see. Excuse me. Development Services recommends preliminary plat approval of the proposed Camellia Court Apartments Number 2 subdivision, subject to the following conditions separate for you.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up the item to board discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question. Is this going to be developed for apartments for the housing authority?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not for resale, not for,
All I know it's for the housing authorities.
okay.
Yes,
very
sir.
well.
Mhm.
Now, in the past, it was never subdivided previously?
Correct.
Okay,
That was from the original Kelly Pharr.
okay, very good.
Okay, no further discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for motion.
Chairman, I make a motion for approval.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Okay. Next item, applicant Meldon and Hunt Inc., representing Gilberto Espino. Owner is requesting preliminary plat approval at the proposed St. Bart's subdivision. The property is legally described as being a re-subdivision of 4.811 acres and being a part or portion out of lot 236 Kelly Pharr subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property is located within the 2800 block of South Cage Boulevard. The property is currently zoned residential multifamily district, RMF, and residential townhouse district, RTH. The adjacent zones are General Business District C to the north, Plant Unit Development District, PUD, to the east, Agriculture Open Space District, AO, and General Business District C to the south, and Single Family Residential District, R1, to the west. The property is designated for single-family residential and commercial use in the land use plan. Property proposed use, residential townhouses. Variances, none requested. Development Services recommends preliminary plat approval of the proposed St. Bart subdivision, subject to the following conditions set before you.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up the item up to board discussion. No discussion, close the board discussion, open up the item, open up the floor for the item.
Make a motion to approve.
Open the floor for a motion, I'm sorry.
All right,
I'll make a motion, Chairman, to approve.
I will second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Okay. Next item, applicant Milton Hunt, representing Michael Bird, managing member for Southwind Gardens LLC, is requesting preliminary plat approval of the proposed Southwind Gardens subdivision. The property is legally described as being a 13.125 acres, being out of Lot 5, Block 7, A.J. McCall subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property is located within the 1800 block of West Ridge Road. The property is currently zoned General Business District C. The adjacent zones are General Business District C to the north, south, and west, Agriculture Open Space District AO to the east. The property is designated for commercial use in the land use plan. Property proposed use, retail, variances, none requested. Development Services recommends preliminary plat approval. The proposed Southwind Gardens subdivision subject to the following conditions set before you.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open the item, board discussion. No discussion, close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for approval.
I'll second that motion.
Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie.
Okay, announcements and other business? None? Okay. adjournment.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you, guys.